Until he defeated 12 assassins, the alien princess thought her human escort was worthless. Princess Seely thrust her crest high and snapped the order. "Sergeant Vance, behind the honor line, now." The human paused mid-stride, compact frame rigid in her black uniform. Eyes flicked upward, then back. She stepped aside without a word. Seely nodded approval. Protocol held. Humans served as ceremonial escorts, relics of some alliance treaty. No palace guard deferred to off-world muscle. Especially not this one, barely taller than a Varan underling, her movements too blunt for subtlety. The procession surged forward. Crystal chandeliers gleamed overhead in the grand corridor. Dignitaries flanked Seely in flowing robes, murmuring alliances. Palace guards in silvered armor paced at precise intervals. Ahead, vaulted doors promised the reception hall. Behind, the honor line marked Vance's place among lesser attendants. A low hum vibrated the air. Seely ignored it. Routine maintenance. Vance's voice cut through. Flat. "Down," Seely whirled. "What?" The human lunged. Iron grip clamped Seely's arm. Protocol shattered. No one touched royalty unbidden. Vance yanked her sideways. Seely stumbled into a marble pillar's shadow. Hard cover. The ceiling exploded. Shards rained. Fireballs bloomed from concealed charges. Screams erupted. A dignitary crumpled, robes aflame. Guards spun, weapons half-drawn. Seely's hearts hammered. Dust choked the air. Acrid smoke stung her eyes. The honor line vanished in chaos, bodies twisted amid rubble. Vance crouched over her, pistol already drawn. Barrel tracked the smoke. A figure dropped from the breached ceiling. Servant robes, knife glinted in 4 hands, masked face locked on Seely. Vance fired. The assassin's chest bloomed red. He slammed into the floor. Dead before impact, Seely gasped. "How? Move!" Vance hauled her up. One arm pinned Seely's waist, the other swept the corridor. More shadows stirred. 2 guards clutched throats, poisoned darts embedded. Another assassin, palace engineer livery, rounded a pillar, silenced, pistol raised. Vance snap-fired twice. Hit center mass. The engineer jerked, fell. Seely's legs buckled. Vance dragged her forward. Boots crunched glass. Distant shouts echoed, guards rallying, too slow. There, Vance kicked a grate, maintenance hatch, sealed panel for conduits. "It's locked!" Seely twisted free. "Protocol requires..." Vance smashed the latch with her pistol butt. Sparks flew. Hatch popped. A blade whistled past Seely's crest. Third assassin lunged from smoke, dignitary robes shed like skin. Claws extended. Vance pivoted, elbow cracked the assassin's jaw, pistol butt followed, temple strike. Assassin dropped limp. "In!" Vance shoved Seely through the hatch. Crawlspace yawned, dim conduits pulsing blue. Seely crawled, elbows scraped metal. Vance sealed the hatch behind them, clicked a charge from her belt, stuck it to the inner frame. Explosions rocked the corridor outside. Muffled screams faded. Vance crawled ahead. Flashlight beams sliced darkness. "Stay low." Seely's breath rasped. "You broke protocol, touched me, shot palace staff." "They're not staff." Vance didn't look back. "Keep moving." The crawlspace narrowed, vents hummed, Seely's robes snagged. She tore them free. Heat built, conduits throbbed nearby. A chime echoed through the palace walls. Intercom activated. "Attention! This is Chamberlain Keth Rull, Palace Security Authority. Assassination attempt confirmed. Automated lockdown engaged. All sectors sealed. Royal personnel report to secure zones. Intruders will be neutralized." Bulkheads groaned. Somewhere distant, doors slammed shut. Vance halted, pressed ear to a vent grate, nodded once. "He's locked the palace. Corridors are kill boxes now." Seely froze. "Rull, he commands security." Extraction teams deploy from Central. Wrong. Vance traced a junction box. Wires sparked under her knife. "Lockdown traps us here. Hostile corridors. 12 knives own them." "12 what?" Seely's crest flattened. Rull's voice, protocol-locked drone, betrayed no panic. But seals meant no overrides. No Varan guard breached them without codes. Vance peeled a panel, exposed a service ladder. "Assassin cell embedded, phased strikes." Seely recoiled. Intelligence whispers, 12 knives, myth of palace shadows. Public execution by accident. But Rull sealed them inside the infestation. "You knew," Seely's voice sharpened. "Before the blast." Vance dropped to the ladder, descended into gloom. "Standard signs, placed charges wrong, too obvious." Seely followed, rungs chilled her palms. Darkness swallowed them. "Humans detect that? Ceremonial training?" Vance hit bottom. A subcorridor stretched, abandoned maintenance veins beneath the palace. Pipes dripped. Echoes carried faint boots above. "Escort procedure." Vance scanned junctions, pistol ready. Pick a door. Seely landed, legs shook. Rull's lockdown echoed in her mind, sealed them with killers. Guards milled blind in protocol webs. No Varen broke formation for routine. Footfalls approached from a side vent. Soft, coordinated. Vance killed the flashlight. Pushed Seely behind a pipe cluster. Hard cover again. 2 assassins emerged at the junction. Knife wielders, eyes adapted to low light. They fanned out blades low. Seely held breath. Varen's stealth training screamed exposure, too slow, too noisy. Vance exhaled once. Fired from retention. First assassin pitched forward. Second spun, knife arced. Vance sidestepped, caught the wrist, twisted, snapped, knife clattered, knee drove up. Assassin's gut caved. He wheezed. Vance's pistol pressed his temple. Single shot. Silence. Seely stared. Bodies cooled in the dim. No alarms, no backup cries. 2 down. Vance reloaded, cocked head. 10 left. Rull just fed them our position. Seely's hearts raced. The human moved like corridor furniture, unseen, unbreakable. Palace guards trained years for subtlety. This was Butcher's work. Efficient. Routine. Vance gripped her arm again, protocol be damned, pulled her deeper into the veins. Intercom crackled faintly. Rull's voice returned. Princess Seely reports secure zones active. Human escorts stand down. Vance smirked. Faint. First expression. He thinks we're ceremonial. Seely swallowed. The procession honor line shattered in seconds. Vance overrode everything, saved her. Broke rules Varen's died upholding. Pipes groaned ahead. Shadows shifted. More hunters closed. Vance raised a fist. Halted. Listened, Seely waited. No orders, no panic, just the human's steady breath. The shadows held, for now, Vance's fist unclenched. She shoved Seely sideways into a rusted grate. Metal screeched open. Service tunnels swallowed them whole. Seely stumbled. Conduits choked the air. Vance sealed the grate behind. No lock clicked. Her knife wedged it fast. Footsteps echoed above. Heavy, armored palace enforcers. No, knives didn't stomp. Vance crouched, traced a junction box with gloved fingers. She pried the panel. Wires spilled like guts. Seely's skin cloak itched. Royal weave. Embedded trackers, standard for heirs, invisible to Varen's, ceremonial. Vance sliced 3 cables. Sparks died. The tunnel plunged blacker. Nearest security grid went dark. Cameras, sensors, blind. How? Seely hissed. Vance's eyes gleamed in the void. Move! They crawled. Pipes dripped acid condensate. Vance's shoulders scraped walls built for servitors half her size. She didn't flinch. Seely's hearts hammered. Varen's stealth meant shadows and subtlety. This human bulldozed veins of the palace. Exposed, relentless, pressure door ahead, hissed steam. Locked, Vance froze, gestured silence. 2 shapes detached from gloom, knife wielders. Low light eyes glowed amber. They flanked the door, tokens dangled from belts. Palace overrides. First assassin lunged. Vance exploded upward, caught his knife arm mid-thrust, slammed elbow into throat, cartilage crunched. Second assassin whirled, blade slashed high. Vance dropped low, drove shoulder into his knee. Bone popped, he screamed. Seely pressed against conduit, breath caught. Varen assassins trained decades, synced strikes. This human dismantled them solo. Vance ripped the first's token, snapped his neck. Sideways twist, clean, second clawed for comms. Vance stomped his wrist, pinned him. Plucked the second token, pistol butt cracked skull. He slumped, tokens in fist. Vance slotted one into the door, green flashed, pressure seals parted. Seely stared at bodies, no mess, no traces. Human efficiency chilled deeper than blades. Tokens work palace-wide. Vance dragged her through, door hissed shut. Yours now track us off. Chemical wash station loomed, industrial, for hazmat decon. Nozzles ringed a grated pit. Vance shoved Seely inside, slammed the cycle button. Jets erupted. Caustic foam burned skin. Ate residue. Seely gasped. Skin cloak dissolved in strips. Royal fibers slewed, trackers fried. She clawed at remnants. Naked vulnerability hit. Air stripped bare. Vance stood guard. Pistol swept tunnels. Foam splashed her boots. Ignored. Cycle ended. Jets cut. Seely dripped, shivering, exposed scales gleamed raw. Vance tossed her assassin's cloak, stolen. Where? Course weave chafed, no royal shimmer, no beacons. Alarms wailed distant. Intercoms barked. Rull's voice boomed through vents. Sensor sweeps active. Princess signature detected, vectors converging. Seely froze, assassins triggered palace-wide hunt. Bioscans, motion nets. Her skin cloak residue painted her path, beacon for all 12, but grids stayed dark. Vance's cut held, they pressed on, tunnels narrowed. Vance checked tokens, overrode a fan grate, emerged into sublevels, sweeps intensified, drones whirred overhead, beams stabbed vents. Seely's pulse raced. Varen doctrine, evade scans, blend, survive politics. This human erased her signature, turned palace eyes blind. Vance halted at a nexus. Power relays hummed. Backup grid she scanned, knife out, sliced conduits precise. Backup feeds severed, entire sector blacked. Silence fell. Drones faltered, crashed into walls. Seely exhaled. One breath, human competence rewrote the hunt. But vents rattled. Assassins adapted. No more solos, coordinated ping on tokens. 4 signals closed, flanking. Vance pocketed tokens. Gripped Seely's arm, dragged her to a lift shaft. Manual override, they climbed. Rungs slick, Seely slipped. Vance caught her waist. Hoisted like cargo, shaft echoed with boots. Assassins repelled parallel, blades scraped metal. Vance kicked a service panel, exposed emergency brake. Jammed knife in gears, lift plummeted past. Assassins overshot, curses echoed. Topside, Vance burst into a laundry duct. Steam vents, heat choked, Seely coughed. Vision blurred. Vance shoved her prone, crawled over, shielded, heat scanners pinged. Assassins triangulated. Palace AI locked residue ghosts. But no power, no grids. Vance's sabotage starved the beast. They emerged in a boiler room. Massive pipes throbbed. Vance scanned. 2 assassins perched on catwalks. Sniper rigs, bolters primed. First shot cracked. Vance rolled, pulled Seely behind a tank. Bolts ricocheted, superheated. Vance palmed a token. Hacked nearest console. Boiler pressure spiked. Pipes ruptured, steam exploded. Assassins screamed, blinded, cooked. Vance charged through fog, climbed catwalk. First assassin's bolter taken, used it, single burst, second dropped. Tokens stripped, cloaks claimed, Seely huddled. Watched human turn palace guts lethal. Varens feared boilers, maintenance taboo. This soldier weaponized them. Quiet moment hit. Steam cleared, bodies cooled. Vance knelt, checked clips, breath steady. Seely met her eyes. You. Rewrite systems like they're tools. Vance shrugged, reloaded, no words. Intercom crackled, roll again. Princess, human, sweeps show nothing, stand down. Lies, assassins fed him ghosts. Vance smirked, led on, deeper levels. Assassins massed, 6 left. Tokens synced. They flooded corridors, biolures deployed, fake princess signatures. Palace AI lit up false positives. Chaos reigned. Vance countered. Used stolen token to spoof Nexus. Injected noise, all signatures jammed, sweeps glitched. Hunters chased phantoms, shot each other. Seely followed, all built. Human didn't fight numbers, erased the board. Final convergence. 4 assassins cornered a sub-hall, bolters trained. Tokens locked doors, Vance halted, analyzed. Knife sliced a steam line, thin hiss, she force-fed a token into a breaker box. Overloaded phase, lights strobed, doors spasmed open-shut. Assassins fired blind. Vance ghosted forward, pistol barked. 2 down, steam built. Vance yanked a valve, torrent hit, scalds peeled flesh. Last 2 charged, blades out. Vance sidestepped, used bolter stock to crush windpipes. Tokens ripped free, hall fell still, bodies steamed. Rull's voice cut sharp. Report grid failure total, 12 knives. Silent, Seely stared. Human turned palace predator into prey, systems bent, hunters null. Vance wiped blade, pocketed last tokens. Grip tightened on Seely's arm, deeper they went, no pursuit, no scans, silence swallowed the palace. 3 hunters ghosted into the corridor, blades humming low. Vance pressed Seely flat against the bulkhead. Her scales scraped cold alloy, she froze. Vance's fingers danced over the stolen token, synced it to the corridor's nexus. Doors ahead, service hatches, maintenance vents, all token locked now, she keyed a lure pulse. Fake biosignature bloomed from Seely's position, bait set. First assassin rounded the bend, tall, cloaked in shadow weave, bolter swept. Second flanked left, knife extended. Third high right, grapnel ready, they funneled tight, crossfire angles primed. Vance thumbed the token. Hatch slammed shut behind them, sealed the retreat. Hatch B irised halfway, teased open. Third assassin lunged for it. Vance triggered sequence. Hatch B crushed his leg mid-stride. Bone snapped. He screamed. First assassin spun, fired blind. Bolter rounds chewed bulkhead inches from Vance's boot. She rolled low, Seely's breath hitched. Vance ignored it. Token override, Hatch C dropped from ceiling, service panel. It pinned the second assassin's arm, exposed his neck. Vance drew her sidearm, single shot, neck burst, blood sprayed the walls, second assassin slumped, third thrashed, leg mangled, grapnel whipped out. Vance sidestepped, caught the line on her forearm plate, yanked hard. He pitched forward, into Hatch B's jaws, token slammed it again, skull pulped. First assassin charged, blades word duel, Vance holstered pistol, met him barehanded, parried left strike. elbowed his wrist. Blade clattered, he reversed, right knife slashed high. Vance ducked. Drove knee into his groin, he buckled. She gripped his hood, smashed face into the deck. Once, twice, still. Corridor reeked of ozone and blood, bodies tangled in twisted metal. Vance scanned, clear. She ripped the comm bead from the first assassin's ear. Wet pop. Slotted it into her token adapter. Hacked the link. Injected false pings. Her position, service decks below. Seely's armory ghosted. 12 knives remnants chased decoys. Palace security flooded with noise. Rull's sweeps diverted. Perfect. Seely peeled from the wall. Eye stalks rigid. She stared at the carnage. Human hands bloodied. Doors warped like jaws. This one didn't bend systems. She weaponized the palace itself. Vance wiped her palms on trousers. Gripped Seely's wrist. Pulled her forward. Move! They pushed deeper. Sublevels hummed. Pipes groaned overhead. Vance picked the path. Token probe junctions. No tails, yet footfalls echoed ahead. Squad noise. 4 assassins converged. Bolters primed. Vance halted at a T-junction. Analyzed angles. Left arm, long hall, double doors. Right, vents, narrow squeeze. She force-fed the token into a wall panel. Overrode servos. Timed slams primed. Biolure pulsed again. Fake heat sig from the junction. They bit. Squad rushed in. Lead assassin breached left door. Vance triggered. Doors slammed mid-stride. Caught his torso. Ribs cracked. He fired wild. Rounds sparked ceiling. Second assassin vaulted over. Vance rolled right. Into vent mouth he pursued. Too eager. Vance slapped the token remote. Vent grate crushed his shoulders. Pinned him dangling. Legs kicked air. Third flanked wide. Bolter barked. Vance ghosted behind the pinned leader. Used him as shield. Rounds thudded meat. Leader jerked. Dead weight. Vance shoved the corpse, exposed the shooter. Her pistol cracked twice. Chest, head. Third dropped. Fourth hung back. Knife specialist. Blades spun fan-like. Charged the gap. Vance met him center, timed the doors. Left slab swung, clipped his heel. He stumbled. Vance closed, arm's length. He slashed low. Vance blocked with forearm. Pain flared, cut deep. Ignored it, grabbed his knife wrist. Twisted. Snap. Blade fell. He headbutted. Horns glanced her temple. Stars burst. Vance kneed his thigh, buckled him, elbow to jaw, teeth flew. She pinned him face down, knee on neck, pressed until twitches stopped. Silence fell, doors creaked settling, bodies slumped in heaps. Vent grate dripped red. Vance stood. Blood trailed her arm, bled through sleeve. She tore a strip from the fourth's cloak, bound it tight. Token scanned, false pings held. Security chased shadows 3 levels up. Seely watched from the junction mouth. Eye stalks tracked every move, human edited space. Turned choke points lethal. Assassins lured, crushed, no escape. No mercy equal to the knives, worse, she was the blade now. Vance pocketed the new comm bead, synced it. More decoys queued, turned to Seely. Extractions 2 clicks, keep pace. Seely nodded, fell in step. No questions, human-led, palace bent. They hit a service stair. Dim glow strips flickered. Vance descended first. Boots silent on rungs. Halfway down tremor, walls vibrated. Remaining assassins rerouted. Fast, Vance paused. Token pinged the stairwell nexus. 6 left, no. 3 pairs, splitting hunts. She smirked. Standard convoy play, divide their focus. At bottom, wide chamber. Loader bays, crates stacked high, perfect kill box. Vance shoved Seely behind a pallet. Token hacked the bay doors, primed partial seals. Lure bio flared, stronger. From center stack, first pair entered, bolters swept. Vance ghosted left, slid under a crate. Token sequence, bay door a half closed. Funneling them, they advanced. Tight formation. Vance crawled right, emerged behind. Pistol whispered, back of first skull. Second spun, too slow. Vance rolled his legs, took him down, knife to throat. Gurgle, second pair breached from vents. Heard the noise, blades out. Vance yanked a loose panel. Improv shield, bolter fire pinged it. She advanced. Panel high, drove it into the nearest. Pinned his arm, other flanked. Vance dropped low, swept his knee. He fell into his partner, Tangle. She stomped the exposed neck. Crack. Finished the pinned one with boot heel to temple. Last pair hesitated at the bay mouth. Comms fritzed, her false pings jammed them. Vance rose, blood-slick panel discarded. Walked forward, pistol loose at side. They charged, dual blades. Vance sidestepped first, used his momentum, shoved into the half-open door. Token slammed it, bisected his waist. Top half flopped, screaming. Second leaped. Airborne strike. Vance caught his midriff. Suplexed him onto crate edge. Spine snapped. Still. Chamber stilled. Loaders hummed empty. Crates shadowed the dead. Vance reloaded. Magazine clicked home. Arm throbbed. Ignored. Seely emerged. Stepped over limbs. Eye stalks wide. Human didn't fight them. She trapped them. Broke them piece by piece. Corridors, bays, all weapons now, footsteps above, rolls guards, no, last two knives, desperate sink. Vance heard the rhythm, token confirmed. She dragged a crate into the stair mouth, wedged it, choke enforced. They descended, bolters hot. Fired through rungs, sparks flew. Vance pulled Seely prone, returned fire. One round winged the leader, he tumbled last 5 steps, crashed into crate. Groaned. Follower landed clean, charged. Vance rose, met him, fists only. He swung heavy. Vance weaved, counterpunched ribs. Air whooshed out. He stabbed short. Vance trapped the arm. Jiu-jitsu lock, hyperextended elbow, pop, he dropped knife. Vance headlocked, squeezed, veins bulged his neck, went limp. Leader stirred, grabbed fallen bolter. Vance kicked it away, stomped his hand. Bones crunched. He snarled, reached for belt blade. Vance knelt, pinned his shoulders, forearm across throat, pressed. Eyes bulged, still, total silence. Vance stood, ripped his comm bead, injected final pings. All knives ghosts now. Palace security looped on phantoms. Extraction clear. Seely rose, locked eyes, human equal. No, greater, threat matched. She followed, wrist offered. Vance gripped. They moved, brief pause at chamber edge. Distant alarms wailed. Vance scanned token feed. Path open. Seely's breath steadied beside her. No words, just the grip. Tightened mutual, deeper. Silence pursued. Drones whirred into the chamber mouth, red strobe slashing shadows. Staff Sergeant Mara Vance shoved Princess Seely behind a console bank. Bolt her up. 12 units locked on her position. Palace security paint, not lethal rounds. Chamberlain Roll's voice boomed from the lead drone's speaker. Human escort, Vance, you endanger royalty. Surrender for detention, now. Vance's thumb flicked her weapon's safety. Paint rounds meant protocol. Protocol meant hesitation. She lunged left, fired twice. Lead drone sparked, veered into its wingman. Collision crumpled both. Debris rained. Seely crouched low. Eyes wide on Vance, wrist grip broke. She drew her ceremonial blade, pointless against machines. Rull's feed crackled. Lethal authorization granted, comply or die. Remaining drones banked hard. Stingers deployed, neurotoxin darts. Vance rolled under a pedestal. Darts thunked marble. She scanned the operator perch high on the far wall, single controller node. Palace standard, exposed. Vance sprinted, zigzagged. Drones pursued. One clipped her shoulder pauldron. Dart shattered on ceramic. She vaulted a bench. Grabbed a fallen drone's chassis, whirled it like a shield, 3 darts embedded in the husk. She hurled it upward. Smashed the controller's outer housing. Drones stuttered midair. Vance leaped the gap. Fingers hooked the perch ledge, pulled up. Controller screen blinked, authority locked to Roll's biokey. She ripped the panel, exposed the core processor, universal port. Human field hack kit slotted in seamless. Code flooded. Vance's neural link synced. Old Earth military override. Quantum Keygen brute forced the alien encryption in 2.7 seconds. Authority keys reset. Swarm hers. Drones froze, then inverted. Stingers swiveled outward. Roll's voice choked. What ceased that interface? Guards! Vance dropped back to floor level. Directed the swarm with a wrist flick. 10 units arrowed toward the security cordon beyond the chamber doors. Rull's team scattered. Darts flew. Guards dropped twitching. Seely rose, stared at the hijacked machines hovering protective over Vance. You control them. Vance ignored her. Bolter trained on the doors. Rull, open the embassy route or your drones paint your own palace red. Silence from the speaker. Then guards piled in, 6 Varan enforcers, plasma lances charged. Rull waddled behind, robes askew, face purple. Insolence. You assault sovereign security. Vance's swarm buzzed forward. One drone latched Rull's collar. Stinger kissed his neck. He froze. Route now. Vance advanced. Bolter swept the guards. They raised lances, hesitated. Varan doctrine, protect the Chamberlain at all costs. One guard lunged. Vance sidestepped. Drone stingered his thigh. He convulsed, dropped. Next. Her voice flat, standard procedure. Rull's claws trembled on his console. You threaten a ranking official. Drone pressed harder. A bead of toxin welled. Rull slapped the override. Embassy route panels groaned open. Marble corridor beyond, diplomatic seal unbroken. Vance gripped Seely's wrist again, pulled her forward. Swarm flanked them. Guards parted. Eyes tracked the human. Weapons low. They hit the corridor at stride. Alarms peaked. Vance queried the hijacked net. 12 knives sync broke, last pings ghosts, but atrium ahead flooded chatter. Hostages, Seely matched pace, breath sharp. They adapt, public eyes now. Vance nodded once. New data, atrium cams live, palace feed broadcasting. They breached the atrium threshold. Chaos reigned. The 12, no, 8 remnants herded 50 courtiers into the central fountain pit. Bolters out, no stealth, spectacle mode. Lead knife barked into a holocaster. "Ere Sealy, yield or the court bleeds," crowd screamed. Varens knelt, spines exposed. Knives positioned for maximum optics, public execution streamed to all sectors. Vance halted at the archway, swarm hovered, scanned threats. 8 hostiles elevated on balconies, clear shots into the pit, Sealy tensed. "Hostages block us." Vance released her wrist, stepped forward, bolter low. "Rull, your enforcers, flank them." Rull's voice sputtered from a wall speaker. "No authority," drone feed overrode. Vance's hijack pushed his face live across atrium screens. "Chamberlain, order your teams." "Ortoxin claims you first." Rull's image quivered, courtiers gasped, he broke. "Enforcers, converge atrium, protect the innocent." Guards poured from side halls, lances up, knives whirled, fired warning bursts into marble, shards flew, Vance moved. Swarm dove, darts peppered knife positions, 2 dropped spasming, guards advanced ragged, a knife sniper zeroed on Sealy. Vance's drone intercepted, collision exploded at midair, she fired through the gap. Knife head snapped back, dropped, hostages milled, panic surged. One knife grabbed a courtier, shielded himself, bolter to temple. Vance's swarm adjusted, 3 drones latched his limbs, tore him free, courtiers scrambled clear. Knife dangled, shrieking, Vance's bolter barked, chest hit, limp, 5 knives left, they retreated up spiral stairs. Herded more hostages ahead. Balcony choke, Sealy drew level, blade out. "We pursue." Vance checked token feed. Embassy doors 50 meters across open floor, clear if atrium cleared. "Swarm clears, you stay." Sealy's spines flared, insult, no, command, she nodded. Gripped her blade tighter. Vance signaled half the drones. They buzzed balcony ward, darts flew. Guards climbed opposite stairs, plasma scorched air. One knife leaped the rail, tackled a guard mid-ascent. Both tumbled. Vance pivoted, bolter tracked, single shot, knife only. Guard groaned, rose, Rull's teams pinched. 3 knives cornered, they fired wild, hostages fled the pit. Vance advanced across atrium, Sealy shadowed, swarm guarded their arc. Last knife pair synced desperate. One tossed flash grenade into the hostage cluster, screams peaked. Vance's drones intercepted, collided. Grenade detonated harmless, shrapnel pinged harmless. She sprinted the gap, bolter up, leaped fountain edge, climbed the newel post, cleared rail in one vault. Knives whirled, leader slashed ceremonial sword, Vance ducked. Counter-elbowed his jaw, crack, he reeled, second knife stabbed low. Vance trapped the blade arm, twisted, wrist snapped. Knife clattered, leader recovered, sword overhead. Vance stepped in, jammed her bolter muzzle under chin, fired up. Exit wound misted. Second knife lunged barehanded. Vance sidestepped. Drove knee into groin, he folded, she pinned, forearm crush. Neck popped, silence fell, atrium stilled, courtiers stared from cover. Guards froze mid-advance. Rull's feed glitched silent. Vance stood, bolter smoked. Swarm idled overhead, all knives down. Token feed ghosted clean, Sealy climbed the rail behind, locked eyes, no words, wrist extended. Vance gripped, tightened. Embassy doors hissed open ahead, path clear, Rull's voice crackled faint. "Human, proceed." They moved. Guards parted without order. Courtiers bowed heads, brief pause at threshold. Vance scanned rear, atrium empty of threat. Sealy's breath synced beside, grip mutual, deeper bond. Silence swallowed the alarms, the embassy corridor doors slammed shut. Metal groaned under override locks. Sealy tensed in Vance's grip. Ahead 4 knives melted from shadow alcoves. They herded courtiers into a tight knot, screams spiked. One knife clamped Sealy's arm, yanked her center. Hostage shield formed, blades pressed throats. "Stay," the leader barked. His voice echoed protocol threats. Vance released Sealy's wrist, dropped low. Her boot heel cracked the nearest light panel, sparks flew. Atrium feed plunged black, no strobes, pure dark, courtiers gasped blind. Knives hesitated, alien eyes strained. Vance tapped Sealy's calf. 2 fingers down, then flat palm still. Sealy sank without sound. Vance's hand ghosted her shoulder. Circle around, Sealy nodded unseen. Vance breath steady, muscle memory ruled. No gear needed, years of blackout drills, she crawled forward. Felt the crowd control barriers first. Metal stanchions lined the hall, linked chains for events, heavy bases, untapped weapons, first knife paced the knot's edge. Blade scanned dark, Vance gripped a barrier post, heaved, it tipped. Chain rattled, second knife turned, too slow. Vance shoved, barrier toppled, crushed his knee. Bones snapped, he crumpled, screamed, courtiers panicked, shoved apart. Vance rolled under the falling chain, grabbed second post, yanked hard, lane collapsed. Third knife tangled, foot pinned, he stabbed wild, missed. Vance surged up, drove barrier edge into his temple. Skull dented, he dropped. Fourth knife lunged through gap. Vance pivoted, used momentum, slid the chained line like a whip. Post swung, smashed his ribs, crackled, he folded. Blade skittered, Vance caught it mid-slide. Flipped, sank into his neck. Gurgle cut short, darkness held. 4 down, not loosened, Seely waited. Vance signaled, fist pump, then point ahead, extract now. She wormed forward, Vance covered, pushed a courtier aside. Gentle, Seely slipped free, no knife noticed. They clutched empty space, panic rippled. Target where? Vance tapped Seely's back. Run, they ghosted the corridor wall past the knot. Barriers hid their lane, Seely matched pace. Breath even, deeper trust. Corridor narrowed, emergency bulkheads hummed. Remaining knives reacted. 2 dashed to controls. Palmed locks sealed both ends. Red lights pulsed faint. Kill switch armed, leader hissed over comms. Seely froze, hand clutched crest. Implant glowed under skin. Temple neural link. Royal marker, now bomb, pulse quickened. Vance saw the flicker, felt Seely's tremor. No time, she yanked Seely into alcove, pressed close, forced proximity. Hold, Vance whispered, first breach. Seely's eyes widened. Vance's fingers traced crest edge, probed, found seam, alien tech, but biology universal. Pressure points, she pinched nerve cluster, Seely hissed, Vance twisted. Implant popped free, wires snapped, device clattered, dead, kill switch blinked out, Seely stared, no scar, no blood, human hands precise. Brutal, Vance pocketed it, smashed under boot. Move. They sprinted, knives whirled back, not dissolved, courtiers fled gaps, leader roared. Princess gone, they charged, blades out. Vance shoved Seely ahead. Extraction point, go, Seely bolted. Vance turned, faced 6, outnumbered, standard. She scooped a loose barrier chain. Whipped, first knife dodged. Second caught links. Vance yanked, pulled him into third. Collision, she vaulted debris, knee to leader's face, nose pulped. He reeled. Vance chained his ankle, tripped next pair. They fell into barriers, posts impaled, screams. Remaining 3 circled, coordinated, 1 fainted high, 2nd low, 3rd flanked. Vance spun chain overhead, momentum built, smashed high faint, skull caved, dropped. Low stab glanced off chain, Vance stepped in, elbowed throat, crushed, flanker leaped, Vance ducked. Chained his legs midair. Yanked, he crashed, head hit deck. Still, leader rose, sword drawn, desperate arc. Vance parried with chain, wrapped blade, twisted, disarmed, drove pommel into eye, popped. He clutched face, Vance finished, chain garrote. Neck severed, body slumped. Silence gripped corridor, courtiers peered from cover. Rull's voice crackled. Vance, status. No answer, Seely waited at far bulkhead. Panel sparked open, her gaze locked, crest absent. Bond sealed, Vance scanned, threats null. She joined, grip reformed, doors parted. They stepped through, alarms faded. Chamberlain Rull stood beyond, protocol shattered, he bowed low. Human, clear. Guards knelt, no orders, Seely's breath synced. Vance nodded once, corridor emptied behind, quiet held. Vance clamped her hand over Seely's mouth. Service panel hummed, sealed tight, patrol boots thudded past. 12 paces out, Seely froze, crest implant pulsed faint heat against her temple. Vance's eyes locked on the grate. 1 patrol halted, sniffed air, claws scraped deck. Vance counted, 1, 2, 3. Breath synced to rhythm, no twitch. Footsteps resumed, faded down conduit. Silence dropped. Vance eased her grip, scanned shadows, clear, Seely exhaled. They hunt the crest. Crest signal flickered in her wrist implant, hacked feed from Palace Net. Princess's implant wasn't jewelry, it was bait. Kill switch relay embedded in service core ahead. 12 knives phased it perfect. Lure, converge, detonate, public accident, air gone. Vance traced the signal. Node pinpointed. 3 cables, 1 red, wrong cut fried the palace grid, blackout chaos. Assassins swarmed, she met Seely's gaze. You cut on my mark. I am no technician. Relay armed, 30 seconds to cycle. Footfalls echoed again, closer. 2 patrols synced, voices hissed in Varen clicks. Target ping strong, conduit branch. Hinges popped, silent. Inside, tangle of conduits, pulse lights throbbed. Relay node squatted central, fist-sized black box, crest glyph etched. Vance pointed. There, red, thickest. Breached, enter. Seely drove, jaws snipped. Red bundle parted, sparks died. Relay word flatline, signal flatlined in Vance's implant. Kill switch dead, patrol burst through. 6 knives total, blades drawn, coordinated rush. Vance fired, first headshot, dropped, second lunged, she sidestepped. Elbowed spine, crack, paralyzed, Seely scrambled back, cutter clutched, third knife flanked, Vance spun, boot to knee shattered, he screamed, knives adapted, paired up, two high feints, two low sweeps, last scan for relay, eyes widened. Node severed. New game, she slapped her wrist implant. Human override pulse, broadband jammer keyed to Varen freaks. Their comms crackled, static. Link severed, no coordination, panic flickered, first pair charged blind, Vance vaulted conduit, landed between, pistol double tap, both down. Low sweeper's dove, she dropped flat, they tangled, Vance rose, stomped necks. Silent kills, last knife bolted for alarm, Seely hurled cutter, hit true, embedded in thigh, he stumbled, Vance closed, choked out. Done, conduit fell quiet, bodies slumped, relay smoked. Seely stared, crest cooled, you jammed their net. Cell breaks, we move. They crawled out, corridor empty, courtiers peaked, gasped at blood, Rull's voice boomed from speakers. Intruders contained, all clear. He calls guards. Protocol demands isolation, for safety. Princess palmed retrieved cutter, Vance counted aloud, 10. No. Rifle shook, Seely faced Rull, pinned him. Phases. Names. Human severed the heart. Vance sheathed blade, scanned, threats null, Seely rose, Rull crawled back, bowed low. Highness, mercy. Corridor cleared, Seely waited, breath steady. Vance's count ended, silence held. Brief pause gripped them, shadows stretched in the conduit's dim glow. Seely's crest implant cooled against her skin, no pulse, no threat. Vance crouched motionless, ears tuned to fading echoes. Patrol's gone, for now. No words passed, just the hum of dead relays. Vance tapped her implant. Crest signal mapped full. Relay node pulsed ahead, core bundle, phase 3 trigger, sever it, and 12 knives went dark. No detonation, no convergence. She pressed forward, Seely followed, cutter ready, great ahead, voices hissed. Ping locks, breach now. Wait, I think I started writing, but need full. Let me count words in my draft, too short. Need to expand tension without repetition. Expand the holding, sensory tension, Vance analyzing signal in detail, decoding alien code mentally, new skill, tech intuition. Describe signal as data stream Vance parses, shows human brain hacking alien tech. Princess's uncertainty builds. Then patrols nearly find them, close call without combat. Valley, after patrols pass, brief observation of quiet, then move to node. At node, build tension with counting seconds for cycle. Princess cuts wrong? No right, but tension she might. Hook waits to cut wrong wire, imply multiple reds, she picks right. Then assassins arrive, but new advantage. Jammer, electronic warfare, new category. Previous was physical chain fight, now Yeo, perfect new. Then to Rull confrontation, Rull submits, end on silence. To 1800, more beats of tension, detailed actions without repetition. Add forced proximity, close in panel, bodies pressed, bond forges, but no repetition. Okay, rewrite full. Start. Vance shoved Seely into the service panel recess, sealed it with a palm lock. Boots thundered closer, patrol claws on deck plating. One para per idea, build. Signal check. Vance's implant shows data, frequencies, node location. She identifies kill switch by pattern recognition, new human skill, pattern decoding under stress. Aliens can't because protocol locks. Yes. During Valley, Vance observes Princess's fear turn to trust. But show through action. Okay, full story. Aim 1800, sentences short, approx, intro hold 400 words tension, Valley 200, check signal 300, hand cutter assign 200, escalation to cut 400, combat with new jammer 300, to Rull 100, resolution 100, end. Yes, Vance slammed the service panel shut. Palm locked it silent, Seely pressed against her side, breath hot on neck. Boots pounded, patrol claws scraped bulkhead, 8 strong, synchronized, Vance flattened them both, back to wall, no gap, Princess's crest implant throbbed. Faint glow lit Vance's wrist display. One patrol sniffed, claws raked great inches away. Vance counted heartbeats, steady, human rhythm, Seely's claws dug into arm, silent plea, patrol leader clicked. Signal fades, check branch. Vance exhaled slow, waited, claws retreated, faint. Gone, panel shadows deepened, Seely sagged, chest heaved against Vance. Quiet wrapped them, conduit hummed low, no alarms, no steps. Vance held position, scan dark, clear, Princess whispered. They seek me. Pulled back, space returned. Bond lingered in touch. Wrist implant buzzed, crest signal decoded. Vance swiped air. Data streamed Varen Freak's alien code. Humans Vance smashed the relay room grate inward. Metal buckled under boot heel. She yanked Seely through the jagged hole. Princess stumbled, claws scraped deck. Vance hauled her upright. One hand clamped Princess's wrist, other swept room. Consoles glowed blue, Varen script pulsed. Central pillar hummed, kill switch core. Assassins rigged it phased. Relay fed palace grid. Cut wrong, it fried them both. Boots echoed corridor outside. 12 knives closed. Captain's ring formed blocks away. Vance scanned feeds. Wrist implant overlaid map. Red dots converged. 8 minutes. Cable there. Vance pointed thick trunk line, pulsing red. Heart of the beast. Seely froze. Crest throbbed violet. Protocol. Vance shoved cutter into her claws. Human grip vice tight. Cut it now. Princess hesitated. Eyes darted to door. Vance stepped forward, blocked exit. Filled frame. Compact frame radiated heat. Human standard, no retreat. Seely's claws trembled. She sliced. Sparks flew. Cable split. Red pulse flatlined. Kill switch died. Grid flickered. Palace lights dimmed fleet-wide. Alarms wailed distant. Vance pulled Seely back, into shadow. Dead. Move. They burst into main hall. Assassin captain waited. 12 knives ringed him. 12 blades gleamed. Varen elites, phase strikes trained. Captain's mask gleamed gold. Human chattel, princess dies public. Vance walked forward. No pause, no scan. Wrist implant pinged jammer freak. New threat, their captain jammed human signals. Deadened implants cold. She palmed flash cell, human issue. Off books. Empire black market special, not reflex, not tactics. Disruption core, fried alien neural links. Varen's linked minds in combat. One ping, all synced. Captain sneered. Ring tightened. Blades poised. Vance through. Flash cell arced perfect. Hit center. Burst white-hot. No sound. EMP spike shredded links. Assassins jerked. Synced minds shattered. Captain clawed mask. Eyes bled static. Vance charged. Continuous. No breaks. First knife lunged left. She sidestepped. Elbow crushed throat. Bone popped. Second pair flanked. Vance dropped low. Swept legs. Boots cracked skulls on deck. Captain swung wide, Vance ducked, grabbed wrist, twisted. Blade reversed, plunged into his gut. He gurgled, she shoved corpse into third. Chain reaction, bodies piled, ring broke, 4 left, dislinked, flailing, Vance wove, punches landed precise. Jaw, ribs, groin, last one slashed wild. Vance caught arm, snapped elbow. Finished with knee to face. Wet crunch, hall silent, bodies twitched, blood pooled, Vance stood center, chest even, breath steady. Human baseline 1 versus sync 12. Links gone, they crumbled. Seely stared from doorway. Crest dimmed, no words. Vance grabbed arm. Dragged her forward. Embassy, now. Corridors blurred, patrols scattered. Grid chaos from dead relay. Vance shouldered debris. Blast doors loomed. Human embassy seal glowed green, off limits to Varen's. Assassin straggler popped great. Blade flashed. Vance spun. Caught neck mid-leap. Slammed deck. Neck broke, discarded, blast door hissed open. Vance shoved Seely inside. Human Marines waited, rifles snapped up. Then down, recognition. Vance slapped panel, door sealed. Bolts locked thunderous. Inside, steel walls. Human air recyclers hummed clean. No Varen access. Control absolute. Embassy sovereign. Assassins locked out. Palace grid blind. Marines saluted. Sergeant, extraction prepped. Seely sagged against wall, claws retracted, crest flat black, outside pounded. Chamberlain Keth Rull's voice boomed through speakers. Princess, open protocol demands. Silence cut him. Vance ignored, turned to Seely, nodded once. Princess straightened, faced intercom. Palace officials patched through, survivors. Keth's face flickered screen. Others flanked, eyes wide, contempt drained. Seely met their gaze, no speech. Crest pulsed once. Submission signal. Varen code, air yields nothing but acknowledges, screens blanked. Keth's mouth hung, no pursuit ordered, quiet fell, embassy hummed. Vance released grip. Stepped back, Seely exhaled. Claws touched Vance's arm, lingered, silence held.